Finally, we were leaving Gwalior. We checked out of the hotel and we were on the road at around 8:30 a.m. We were completely fed up with the breakfast offered by Taj Usha Kiran in Gwalior. It was just horrible. So we decided to try our luck at one of the local shops. We found this shop called SS Kachori Wala. We went there, had some kachoris and chai, etc., and then we were ready to leave Gwalior for our onward journey. Our first destination for the day was Orchha. The plan was to visit Orchha, do some sightseeing, check out all the sites, and finally drive up to Sagar and stay there for the night. So we had reached Orchha at around 12:10 in the afternoon, and we straight away went to this MP tourism resort called Betwa Retreat, where we had something to eat and freshen up, and then we were ready to go visit the local monuments. Orchha sightseeing can be divided into three segments. There is one temple which we didn't go because there was some puja going on and it was taking too much time. Then there is a complex of forts and palaces. This complex mainly consists two palaces. We visited that, And then there is another portion where there are a lot of cenotaphs or what is called as chhatri. So we visited that as well. So the first place to visit was this fort complex where there are two palaces, and we went there first. The first palace to visit was Raja Mahal. The construction of Raja Mahal was started in 1531 AD by Raja Rudra Pratap. His reign was from 1502 to 1531, and it was completed by the year 1539 in the reign of Bharati Chandra. Later on, his successor Madhukar Shah made some alterations and additions, giving it final shape. Designed on a square plan, the palace is divided into wings with 5 stories on 3 sides and 4 stories on one side. Darbar-e-Aam and Darbar-e-Khas are quite imposing. The subjects of the paintings are mainly the life and deeds of Lord Rama and Krishna. The incarnation of the god Vishnu have also been painted. Nayak, Nayikas, Rag Raginis, wrestling, folk, hunting, vignettes, royal amusements have also found place in the depictions. The second palace that we visited is actually known as Jahangir Mahal. According to the common belief, Jahangir Mahal was constructed for Jahangir's reception by Veer Singh Dev. It is a square in plan with 4 bastions at each corner, which end in a ribbed dome at top and have 4 kiosks at the corner of the base of the dome. The chhajja on the corner of the first story is held by a series of elephant brackets at regular intervals on all sides. All the chambers of this palace have been decorated with paintings, the remains of which are visible only in few rooms. The Jahangir Mahal is the culminating point of evolution of medieval Indo-Islamic architecture, an example of harmonized imagination and organized execution. 15 cenotaphs to the Bundela kings and members of their clan are located on the southern bank of river Betwa. These include the Chhatris of Madhukar Shah, Veer Singh Dev, Jaswant Singh, Udat Singh, Pahad Singh and others. Most of the cenotaphs are designed in Panchayan style. They are constructed on an elevated square platform. The sanctum sanctorum too is square shaped, and in the center the upper portion has been made angular with arches. The peak of the sanctum sanctorum is patterned in the Nagar style of temple architecture. Then we went to the banks of the river where a lot of chhatris or cenotaphs are there. Some of the main ones are as follows. First one was the cenotaph of Banka Umed Singh. Banka Umed Singh was the landlord of Banka Pahadi and Kiledar of Orchha fort. He died in 1801 at Orchha. He was descendant of Hardal and son of Rai Singh, who was a brother of Maharaja Udyot Singh. This cenotaph was constructed in 1742 AD during the time of 3 arched doors. Sanctum has an image of Umed Singh with his consort fixed on the back wall. An inscription of 3 lines carved on the canopy of the image mentioned VS 1801, that is AD 1742. Sanctum topped with a small dome. King Indramani was succeeded by his son Jaswant Singh, and he ruled Orchha from 1675 AD to 1684 AD. Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb granted him Khillat in 1683 AD. He died in 1684 and was succeeded by his minor son Bhagwant Singh. The cenotaph was constructed by his mother Amar Kumari in 1684. The cenotaph has a square sanctum with arched doorways in each direction in Sarvato Bhadra style and surrounded by rectangular passage, having 3 arched doors towards the courtyard, with each corner having square rooms connected to passage on both sides. The 3-story structure has a large spire of Nagar style in the middle, and each corner square room is surrounded with decorated domes, making it an example of Panchayatan style. The decoration of the Sikhar, inverted lotus at the top of the domes, octagonal base and Kalash niches and arched doors are typical of Bundeli architecture style. King Sujan Singh succeeded his father Pahad Singh 1653 AD and died in 1672 without any issue. His younger brother Indramani succeeded him and started the construction of cenotaphs, but was completed by Jaswant Singh. It is earliest cenotaphs of this campus and shows the developed stage of Bundela cenotaph architecture. It has a square plan having a square sanctum at middle and surrounded by rectangular chambers with 3 arched doors towards the courtyard. Each cenotaph has a square room connection with a rectangular chamber. Sanctum has a 4 arched door in each direction to the outer chambers. 3-storied sanctum has Nagar style spire, but each corner has domes above square rooms. The decoration of the cenotaphs is typical of Bundela architecture. We left Orchha at around 5 o'clock, 5 minutes before 5 o'clock. The next destination was Sagar. We were planning to reach Sagar and stay there night before continuing with our onward journey. As we were driving back from Orchha towards Sagar, I think we lost our way and we ended up in front of a military establishment. We had to ask them how to go. The Google map was not being very useful. It was actually suggesting that we straight away go through the military establishment, which was clearly not possible. Finally, we were back on National Highway and we just continued towards Sagar. arrived in Sagar at 8:15. We were planning to stay at Hotel Deepali, so which is very near the national highway. We quickly reached there, checked into the hotel, had our dinner, and this was the end of the day for us. If you have liked this video, please subscribe and hit the bell icon as well to receive notifications. And keep on smiling, keep on living, and keep on driving.